One issue we might have as we're troubleshooting an SVI is that the IP addressing assigned to the SVI is incorrect. Remember, just like a physical router interface, we go into SVI interface configuration mode for, let's say, interface VLAN 100, interface VLAN 200, and we assign an IP address. What if that IP address is in the wrong subnet? Remember, a subnet corresponds to a VLAN, and if I'm in interface VLAN 100 configuration mode, I need to specify an IP address for that SVI that, based on our design documentation, should be in VLAN 100. Let's go out to a live interface. Oh, by the way, on screen we see how we could determine that. We could do a show IP interface brief to see what SVIs we have created. We could see what IP address is assigned to each of those SVIs. And if we don't have the correct interface assigned, we could go into interface configuration mode for that SVI and use the IP address to assign a correct IP address. Let's go out to live interface right now, and on switch SW1, if I do a show IP interface brief, let's pretend that I've got VLAN 100 with, or actually let's say that VLAN 500 has an incorrect IP address. It's 192.168.11.1. All right, let's see if we can fix that. Let's say that that should actually be in a different subnet. Wrong IP address, wrong subnet for that VLAN based on our design documentation. What we could do is go into interface VLAN 500 and we could say IP address, and we might have in our design document that it should be 172.16.10.1 with a 24-bit subnet mask. We'll do a show IP interface brief. Just to confirm that we've now assigned an appropriate IP address to VLAN 500. Fantastic. That's one SVI issue that we might have. Something else that could happen is that the VLAN that we specify as we're creating the SVI is wrong. We specified the incorrect VLAN. For example, if I created VLAN or interface VLAN 500 and I should have created interface VLAN 200, that's an issue. You cannot name these whatever you want to. The SVI interface name needs to correspond to the actual VLAN. Maybe we notice that we're not able to communicate between these VLANs based on a ping. I'm in VLAN 200, I'm in VLAN 100, and I'm trying to ping somebody that I think is in this VLAN 500, and oops, nope, they should really be in VLAN 200. So the ping lets me know that communication is not happening. I do a show IP interface brief and realize I've misnumbered my SVI. How do I fix it? Well, you're not able to go in and just say, I'd like to change the name of this interface. No, we actually have to get rid of the interface and then put it back in. Now, let's go out to the live interface and take a look at how to do that. Let's say that on switch SW1, I've already done a show IP interface brief. Let's say I've got interface VLAN 500 right here. Here's the IP address, and I realize, oh no, that shouldn't be 500, that should be 200. How do I fix that? Well, again, I cannot just go say, change the number and preserve the IP address. No, that's not going to work. What I can do, though, is delete. Let's just rip out the wrong SVI and put back the correct one. Let's go into global configuration mode, and I'm going to say no. Interface VLAN 500. And we're going to get some confirmation on the screen that it's changed to administratively down, but if I do a show IP interface brief, you'll see that it's not just administratively down, it's gone. It's not there any longer. VLAN 500 is gone. And we said that we were pretending that it should have been VLAN, interface VLAN 200. Let's put that back. Let's say interface VLAN 200. And then I can assign the appropriate IP address. IP address, I don't remember exactly what I had, something like 172.16.1.10, or I think it might have been 10.1. Give it a 24-bit subnet mask, and we'll confirm with the show IP interface brief that has been created. All right, we fixed it, but it was a pretty drastic measure we took. We had to delete the incorrect SVI completely and then put the correct SVI configuration back. So to sum up what we've said in the last couple of slides, we said that we might have incorrect IP addressing on that SVI. We might have specified the incorrect VLAN when we created the SVI. But let's say that we did all that correct, but it still doesn't work. Something else that could be the underlying issue is the VLAN has never been created. Just by saying interface VLAN 700, for example, that does not create VLAN 700. The assumption is that is already created. And if it's not, you've got an SVI representing no one, no interfaces. Let's say again that the ping is not successful between a couple of VLANs, and we think it might be because we're missing one of those VLANs. Let's say we're, based on my design document, I'm trying to ping a device that's in a subnet that should be part of VLAN 700. Well, I might do a show VLAN brief and realize there is no VLAN 700, even though I have an SVI created for it. This is interesting. Let me take you out to the live interface again, and let's say that I go in and I mistakenly assume that there is already a VLAN 700. I'll show you right now that there's not. If I do a show VLAN brief, you'll see that I do not have a VLAN 700 right now. But let's say that I go in and I say interface VLAN 700. I give it an IP address. Let's say it's 192.168.10.1. 24-bit subnet mask. Let's do another show IP interface brief to see if it's created. And yes, I was able to go in and create interface VLAN 700. I gave it an IP address. Oh, did you notice that it did not give me an error message? It didn't complain. It didn't say, hold on, what are you trying to do here? There is no VLAN 700. I'm not able to route for a VLAN that's non-existent. No, it let me create it. How do I know that it's not created? Well, the symptom was I was not able to ping to a device that I thought was in this VLAN. But as we start to dig deeper, I do a show VLAN brief, and I realize, oh, that's what's going on. There is no VLAN 700. And the fix for that would be, of course, to go in and create it. Let's say VLAN 700. We'll give it a name of, oh, I don't know, we'll call it ACCT. It's going to be the accounting office, we'll say. And I could go in and I could assign ports to that VLAN if I wanted to. But let's just do a confirmation with the show VLAN brief command that VLAN 700 is now created. Interesting, isn't it? We're allowed to create an SVI for a non-existent VLAN. That's something to watch out for.